got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the state of Florida and TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and off we go from Jacksonville. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's Foles. Flushed out right. He'll run it. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on second and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Well, it certainly appears that in this game, someone has decided they're going to open up their playbook. First quarter, and we see that play. I like their style.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken in the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
Take it down, Bocat. Already Bocat.
They'll try and throw for it here. And the pressure gets to him again. Everson Griffin. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
I got Bears. That's how I play. Don't even worry about it. Back in my booth.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. A former Seminole back home in Florida. It's Dalvin Cook. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
That's the fact.
Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On second down, Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Avery Jones making his presence felt on the sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched. You just want to make those plays and give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know, he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
I'm going to root for the Vikings. I'm going to root for the Vikings and root for the fucking Baltimore. We'll see. I'm surprised y'all.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to send this one deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big third down play there for the Jags. 51 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Oh, they do injury now and again?
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Oh, yeah. Now, I remember him now. Yeah. He's pretty decent. He's not trash.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but it definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
I didn't have any problem with it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Foles. Flush to his right. His throw incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end, and it's 3rd down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Looking to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. He's going to have the first down past the 20. And they will finally get him down at the 28. That good for 22 and a first down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
They should have won that game, though.
They run again on first down. Cook. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Come on.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Foles going up top. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, you won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. Then go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
We're going to pause, we're going to play that.
Cousins from the gun on third. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as a team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback, has really energized that club. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Fournette on the counter. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make our way to the 2-minute warning.
Easy.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando, and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Everson Griffin, his second sack of the night. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Conley. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st. They'll set up to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Take that pick. He jumped
well,
that
the
shit.
incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world.
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
On 3rd down, Fournette. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Third and long for Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Johnson, the intended target. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but, heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage. It's not just a 15-yard play. You could have something big here. Let's see if they take the shot.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the lock.
Cook strip, the ball's out, and the Jags grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. D.D. Westbrook there to make the grab. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
Hey, Bocat, that's the Aaron Rodgers play. I was a fucking Aaron Rodgers right there.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And he pushed it right. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now, is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook, 51 yards, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Fournette, a first down carry. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 7, Foles. And this
defense,
one
big boy.
incomplete.
Defense.
Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He'll look to throw.
The defense again.
Incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 15. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 22, Cousins. Now he'll let it go deep left side. It got his man complete.
What a catch. What
a huge play
catch.
there. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph. 45 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. For big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. From the 31, Cousins. Being chased out left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Third and short yardage, Cousins. Buying time to his left. And he's able to find Diggs. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
The Jackson, their next drive, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now Leonard Fournette runs through the contact. He's still fighting forward. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 7 yards there and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll drop the throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That will be a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Foles now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On the run, it's Fournette. He'll get 3 up to midfield. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
22 yards there, a first down. Back to throw.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, second down. Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody... Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Following the interception, Cousins, Calais Campbell able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now this throw caught left side. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. You can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Oh, we're going to win this game. What time that game come on?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. After the sack here, 2nd and 11.
Who are Eagles playing?
2nd and 11. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
What we got? I'm going to play big hard, Bocat. I got you now.
2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
You going to work today?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Are you going out?
Foles.
Okay,
he's going to let it fly.
Big hard.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
On the ground, it's Cook. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
You know how I get down.
So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. They'll likely put an end to this thing. Again, it's Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Cousins here to throw. And this one hauled in by Rudolph.
Get off me, boy.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
I don't know why Bocat calling time. What are you calling time for Bocat? This game over. It's different.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And I think this defense knew what was coming, as he is smothered behind the line.
It's different. I do this.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments. Just
come on, J-Pat, let's go, J-Pat. You ready, J-Pat?
Done in this one.
J-Pat, you ready? Who won last? He can play the new guy. You know, he trying to dodge me. He playing the new guy. Go ahead, I don't give a fuck. Hey, all right. Who won last? I think I beat you last. I beat you last, J-Pat. Yeah, I did. I'm saying it. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and send it. I'm gonna go ahead and send an invite so you can be ready. I'm late.
Couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over here in diamonds. He the only reason why I do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that don't make sense. Ay, when you making bands, can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Ay, I know we the ones that ain't them. Put both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool it down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter. Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's a bosses. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the game, ain't no bombing. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm P-P-P-Lo, time to bring the bass bird.
Nancy run who? Now I just got on the mic. I heard Jeff say Nancy. I said Nancy run who? He just pee on the floor? And he just look at me like it's okay. He whip it out and just pee on the floor?
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at US Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks.
All I say was,
this is taken just shy of the 10 here.
Like, just take it up,
and he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
You know what I mean? I'm about to take it too. I'm about to take it off the pick. I ain't take it for a while. Man, I don't even know. I can't even tell you, babe. I think it's cool. I think it's perfect outside the way I'm looking at it. I'm gonna tell you where to go. I don't know. He's the new B1. He's the new B1. 0-0. He's my nigga though. I love him nigga though. Yeah, if it's an invite, it's not an invite. Here's my problem.
Here's Marshawn Lynch. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
If I want to talk to us privately, you know how he is.
Throwing on second down. Wilson.
Good play, Jay.
That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
Hey, y'all watched that fight last night? That fight was good. That fight was good. It's probably the best fight seen all year.
Now Wilson on first down.
That fight way better than Floyd Mayweather.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back
Jay Pat, you seen that fight last night?
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what,
yeah,
you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
14.
First down, the run with Lynch. And he'll take this one down near the 15. In on this.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Nah, B-Hog gonna kill anybody.
On 2nd and 9. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3. But now it's 3rd down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there'll be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Nancy woke up looking like a snake out in the street. Pen's dirty. How my pen's dirty? My pen's okay, yo. It's just dirty. I just wore one time. You too. It's just one little stain. Goodbye.
On 3rd down, Wilson forced out to his left. He may try and run for this.
Should have been a sack. Okay, should have been his. Good play, J-Pat.
He's brought down at the 3. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
Mike, 380.
They'll run for it with Lynch. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Go. Kill.
They try again with Lynch.
Good play, big boy.
And this one
Great
will wind
fucking
up with
play.
him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
14.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson steps away to his left.
Oh, my God. I don't believe that play.
Touchdown,
You had to get
Seattle.
that. Bullshit.
Will Disley.
Bullshit. Oh, my God.
And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. That was a really good opening drive on a number of fronts. 10 plays, very methodical, set the tone.
So you know right now, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're on the sideline saying, okay, what do we have to dial up in order to get off the field a lot faster? Because both sides are out there for 10 plays, but one side comes off energized, and the other side comes off with some questions.
Let's go.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shots, baby. That's baby shots.
Now Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over. He's got him in. Complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a gain of 35.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Draw play. Cousins to Cook. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 2nd down, it's Cook. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. He's going to let this go for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Olabisi Johnson, 31 yards, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. And they got the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
Call distraction, get that. Say you got distracted.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
So conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Shamar Stephen busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Check 55. Hey, check 55.
After the sack on first down, Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski, and that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 14-7.
I have my broadcast up. You see it, just type in MackMed on YouTube. MackMed87 on YouTube. You see it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Well, let's get back to the playoff picture. We talked about the AFC. Let's look at the NFC. Still, that race starting to come into focus. We know most of the teams, Seahawks, 49ers, Saints, and Packers all in. Vikings in good shape. How do you handicap this race? It seems like anyone can beat anyone.
I think you're spot on, because if you were going into the playoffs with these teams that we're going to talk about, who would you make the absolute favorite? It could be anyone, right? It could be Seattle. It could be San Francisco. It could be New Orleans. I know Minnesota's probably going to come in as a wild card. Green Bay will come in as a division champ, it looks like. But bottom line is, Dallas or Philadelphia's got to win the NFC East. And I don't know that
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. Flushed out right. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons.
wake up every morning, you just want to mess something up in the house. That's a mirror. I'm coming, J-Pat. I'm doing something real quick.
Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
About putting my phone on, get my file and put my phone on the computer too.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
I got my shot lit. They got my shit lit. I didn't see that today.
Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of first
got my
downs.
shot lit. I didn't see that today.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Escaping the pressure right. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts.
I took it back out.
So as they
take it back out. I mean, get down for table.
Step aside.
What you doing,
the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Now here's Michael Dixon, standing just outside his own goal line. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. A toss to Cook. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Cousins to throw it. This is Johnson. He's got it. A good pickup there at 22.
I don't want you to get loud. You get loud like you want me to take egg back.
First down. Here's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Oh, God.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. From the 39, Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Now Wilson. He'll find Ballore out of the backfield. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them what.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. 65 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Cover 2.
Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
You need a newspaper?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touch. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep rights. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away.
And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now on the afternoon. And the Vikings capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He hits his running back, Procise. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
First down, Seattle.
14, find it. 55, 55. Here we go. Mike, 55.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shamar Stephen able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, and he's going to go down again. Danielle Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's third
Let's
and
go,
long
y'all.
here.
I love the way he's playing right now.
From the shotgun,
football.
Wilson. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Space to maneuver at the 40. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked in and ran, but he's still short of the marker, and it's 4th.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Cook, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Cousins. They still can't get it. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And this one to Treadwell, complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. To throw, Cousins. And the catch made by Johnson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
I said separation. This is separation. I caught that.
Results in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Ooh, he dropped it.
End zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Wow.
The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense did.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Olabisi Johnson. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one?
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Oh, no, and it's intercepted.
That's a pick, boy. That's a pick. Going the other way.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with this deficit, You can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson dancing to his left. And Wilson's going to be intercepted. Now the ball comes loose. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. It's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Turning down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Ezekiel Ansah able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Eluding the pressure right. And he whips that one incomplete there. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Cousins.
What a play.
Complete.
What a play.
Johnson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Ziggy Ansah getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. To try again after the sack. Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
I got to do it again.
And you know in this
I got to do it back to back.
Never have enough points.
I got to do it back to back, family. You're not impressed the first time? I got to do it back to back.
That's fielded in the
You're not
end zone.
impressed my game right now? Oh, my God.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21.
Be very disrespectful. It don't matter to me. I'll put that fan music on, that back to back.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This complete to Lockett.
He's not impressive.
And they'll bring it down at the 27-yard line.
I don't understand.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Oh, okay. I got
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Relax, focus,
just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
I see what I'm doing wrong in the next game.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll run to Marshawn Lynch. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he's got Lockett. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. To throw is Wilson. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The sack there by Rasheem Green. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Flushed out right. Going deep for Diggs.
Why did he keep going?
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Brad McDougald. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's third and long here. This one into the hands of Metcalf. But he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. From the gun, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. But it'll be second and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Throwing is Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. Now it's third and goal. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? One last shot for Wilson. They'll set up the screen to Lynch. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
Big win.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
That boy Cousins on the money.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.
Call it chicken wing, click a black blah. Fuck a pack, stand like a DJ. We do this shit like we ready. You know I do. Uh-oh. J-Pat. Got the Green Bay. Look at this ugly girl right here. When you had this post?
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago. This crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. This one taken just inside the 10.
Stop.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The old man. That's how you be doing, looking at me all sad.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
No, I'm going to play card when I want to get done with this game.
Now Rodgers.
Ooh, good play.
He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
The whole TV thing, I already said the Packers. The game is more clear. You know what I'm saying, Nancy?
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On the sneak, Rodgers. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy this caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Oh, no. I I just want to make sure you know. I just want to make sure you're here. That's all. I just want to make sure you're here. You know how you do me. I want to make sure you're here. That's all. You're playing good right now, dude.
Safety's creeping.
Yeah, facts.
The first carry now for the BYU man, it's Jamal Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
You still crying?
4 yards the pickup, first down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Williams. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On second down, it's Jones. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Hey, be quiet, dude.
We're scoreless after 1. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. To throw, it's Rodgers. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in his opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that that could be a really, really frequent combination. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
Come
on. What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
About 3 points. You beat hard.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. They start the drive with Cook. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Cousins now looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, Charles, while we have a second, we talked about the NFC playoff picture, but I wanted to get your thoughts on a hot topic right now in NFL circles. That's awarding a home game to every division winner, regardless of record. It's happened twice in this decade that we've seen a 7-9 team in Seattle get a home game and a 7-8-1 Carolina team get one. Where do you stand on this? Because there's a scenario where you could have a 13-win team from the NFC West traveling to face an 8-win team from the NFC East.
I know I'm a dinosaur on this one. Absolutely. I love the division champ getting a home game. I don't care what the record is, and I know it sounds wrong, and we're in this society now where everything has to be fair and right. And we would like that, and I would like that too for most big topics. But in sports, it's actually kind of cool when these things happen. Remember, Seattle at 7-9 hosted the defending Super Bowl champs New Orleans and beat them. That big Marshawn Lynch run that we'll remember forever. Carolina 7-8-1. They actually lost at home in their playoff game.
Good play defense. Great play defense.
And they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Cousins the throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Given 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
36. Wide, get wide. Kelly.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 24. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10.
Big Ed. Wide left. Tighten up. Check 52. Check nickel. Check 4. Whip. Watch the whip. You go take.
And they try to sweep to Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip. See how going?
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Buying time to his left. He'll try and run it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. From 21 yards away. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A second down throw for Cousins. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 30. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
1st and 10.
On the carry, it's Cook. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings. Cousins on 1st down. That'll be complete to Cook. 19 yards there on the catch and run. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
1st down. Here's Cousins. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, 36 yards. as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Switch it. Switch it. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Show it up. Yeah, live. Rush in.
They'll run it with Jones. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 33.
88. Mike's 54. Tighten up. Pull it together. He's crashing. He's checking. Clamp. Right. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
On second and 11 now. Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
You draw Corker.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Daniil Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Here's J.K. Scott now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch the safety creep.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Check. Lucky.
A first down throw for Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now a give running right. It's Cook. Jukes by again. Cook with a first down and much more. And down to the 27-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Throwing, Cousins. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Yeah, he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Cousins. And that's caught by Smith. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Cousins now to throw on first down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Jair Alexander in from the corner to make the sack. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score, and he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Anthony Barr in on the tackle. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one, because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7.
Check, crunch, back, 25, check 25.
Again, it's Jones. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Watch twins. Check. Fresno. 49, check 49.
Jones. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Here's J.K. Scott now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now a run with Cook, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They'll look to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Bailey's kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out. Get to over.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Check 13. Check 13. Hey, 88. 88.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
He was brought down by Emerson Griffin. No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down. That's the end of.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is taken at his 4. Oh, nice move. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Oh, wide open, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 33 yards that time. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Packers' 43-yard line.
Jahan, 180. Bingo.
You on the
Big
duty?
series right here. We got to step it up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted
good game, J-Pat.
Good
game, J-Pat.
Was that? We had that type of
good game, J-Pat. I'm out here.
Overtime, and then we get the dramatic
I kicked his ass. That's why you left at the party.
What a game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a present.
I'm gonna go pick up Party real quick. I'm about to go right now. He hurt. He hurt. He hurt. J-Pack, you can't tell me good game, J-Pack. You can't tell me good game, J-Pack. J-Pack, you can't tell me good game. You talking to me, bro? Nigga, you in your feelings, bro. You lost my respect, J-Pat. You in your feelings, lost my respect. You in your feelings, fam. You in your feelings. You exposed, J-Pat. You exposed. Who retarded, nigga? You retarded. You got me fucked up. I said you can't tell me. I just asked a question. You retarded, goofy. Fuck you mean? Nah, you in your feelings, fam. Hey, fam, you in your feelings. It's cool. You in your feelings, J-Pat. Cool. All right, don't say nothing else to me no more. Goof, weak ass. He trash. Trash ass. Who is you? What you mean, who is you? What you talking about? Losing ass, nigga. Fuck you mean? Niggas get hurt when they lose. Nigga up 10-0 and I kicked his ass. Alright, don't say nothing else to me no more, J-Pack. You lost my respect. That's facts. You ain't gonna tell me shit in real life, that's facts. I catch planes. Fuck you mean? You ain't gotta worry about that. You right, cause you ain't gonna talk to me like that in real life, and that's facts. Fuck you mean? With both of your son, one-on-one, at the same time. Fuck you mean? Nah, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I just talked to him some respectful ass shit, bro. You gonna call me retarded, nigga? You right? I'm retarded. My bank account retarded. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? Fuck you, man, dude. You a goofy, bro. Straight up. Yeah, facts. I know. But you're a loser though. You let retard beat you. You're a loser. You're a loser, and you're feeling like a little female. Straight up. You made me want you. What you mean? I just came in. I said you can't tell me good game. That's all I say. I said yeah, but you lost. When you lose, you get in your feelings, and you always complain. So to me, you sorry. So don't even ask to play me no more. Shut up. I ain't gonna ask for no game for you. You sorry to me. I ain't gonna see you. Nah, fuck you, dude. You in your feelings. I ain't got nothing else to say to you no more, bro. You lost my respect. Alright, bet.